Mr. Chesebro, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth and the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please lower your hand and state your true and correct legal name.
Kenneth John Chesebro.
And are you the Kenneth John Chesebro named in the indictment 23SC188947?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication today?
No.
Is there any medication that you should be taking that you have not taken today?
No.
How old are you and how far did you go in school, sir?
62. I went through law school.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Have you gone over the indictment with your attorney, Mr. Grubman, as well as Mr. Aurora?
Yes.
Do you understand that you were originally charged in count 1 with RICO, count 9, conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, count 11, conspiracy to commit forgery, count 13, conspiracy to commit false filings and writings, count 15, conspiracy to commit filing false documents, count 17, conspiracy to commit forgery, count 19, conspiracy to commit false statements and writings?
Yes.
Do you understand that the state that this is a negotiated plea, and as part of that agreement, the state has agreed to null pros counts 1, 9, 11, 13, 17, and 19, and will be moving forward on count 15 only?
Yes.
Has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for count 15, which is conspiracy to commit filing false documents?
Yes.
And do you understand that that carries a minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 5 years to serve?
I do.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to this charge? And if you plead not guilty or if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial?
Yes.
Have you reviewed the waiver of rights form with your attorney?
I have.
And have you signed it as well,
Yes, I have.
along with Mr. Aurora?
Yes.
Judge, if I may, I'll give that to the court. Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Mr. Aurora, and Mr. Grubman?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to talk with them about all the facts and circumstances regarding the charges in the indictment, including your potential defenses?
I have.
Do you need more time to discuss your case with either of your attorneys?
No.
And are you satisfied with their services?
Yes.
Mr. Grubman, do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
Yes.
Do you waive any and all defects that may lie within that indictment?
Yes.
Mr. Chesebro, have you been arrested on these charges that lies in indictment 23SC188947?
Yes.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you or your attorney know of any outstanding warrants that involve these charges?
No. No.
Do you understand that this is a negotiated plea, which means your attorneys and the state have reached a negotiated recommendation to make to the court?
I do.
Do you understand that the court is not bound by that recommendation and could sentence you to the maximum penalty for the charges?
I do.
Do you understand that the recommendation in this particular case as to count 15, conspiracy to commit filing false documents, is 5 years to be served on probation, a $5,000 fine, and that you are, I believe you're asking the court to treat you as a first offender, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry, $5,000 restitution. You understand that?
Yes.
And do you understand also special conditions of the probation is that you complete 100 hours of community service?
Yes.
And that you write an apology letter to the citizens of the state of Georgia?
Which I have, yes.
Yes. And that you truthfully testify at all hearings and trials involving co-defendants in this matter, that you have no communication with co-defendants, witnesses, or the media until all cases have been resolved against all co-defendants?
Yes.
And do you understand that you must give a full recorded proffer with the state, that you continue to also provide documents and evidence to any lawful privileges asserted in good faith?
Yes.
It is your decision to waive these rights and enter into this guilty plea because you are in fact guilty.
Yes.
How do you plead to count 15, conspiracy to commit filing false documents in indictment number 23SC188947?
Guilty.
Have you and your attorney signed that indictment?
Yes.
Is your guilty plea freely and voluntary, given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
Well, I agree and find that there's a sufficient factual basis for the charges as proffered by the state, and I find that this plea of guilty is knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered. Mr. Chesebro has asked to be sentenced under the First Offender Act without objection from the state, and I'll approve that request with full adjudication. But I must notify you, sir, that the plea can't be withdrawn simply because you don't abide by the terms of the sentence. And the terms of that sentence would be as recommended by the parties on the sole count 15. The sentence would be 5 years probation. There would be payment of $5,000 of restitution to,
State of Georgia.
all right. All right, and that will be later clarified through probation and reflected in the final disposition form. You're to testify truthfully in any other proceedings in this case against any and all co-defendants, and that you're to have no contact with any members of the media, any co-defendants, or any potential witnesses, and that you're to provide a full proffer and any all relevant documents to the state, which again the state has said that you have satisfied. The case would be immediately sealed under first offender. There'd be a behavioral incentive date of 3 years. So just having now formally declared the sentence on the record, was there anything else that Ms. Young, you think I neglected to add or that we need to have on the record?
Don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Grubman.
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, Mr. Chesebro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.